Alrighty. So there's the dead dragon, the dead Falcor. I'll leave him there. First, I'll say that I didn't initiate this interaction. I didn't attempt this interaction. This interaction has materialized, and it has been an interaction with the occult wizard. I think the initiator of Thelema and inductee to the Golden Dawn, Aleister Crowley. And this is a how would I describe it? An ancillary addition to the concept of do what thou wilt. It's to be established as do what thou wilt in communion with God, in communion with the world, not to do what thou wilt down whatever line. There is a lot that this individual is responsible for. Most of that coming after his death. One might suppose that, well, this is, some type of legacy, but the legacy is a continuum. So the legacy is including its negative effects, is kind of shameful in whatever zone that is. So they are required to clean up their mess. And this is what this is. There's no doubt, especially on this day, there's no doubt that this is what I've done. Not by my own will, but in communion with the greater good, to undo this individual's misdeeds and to consent to the same being done after my death. We can only ever do the best we can do. And we are all subject to the time that we are existing. And this individual, I'd say, he's walked the line similar to what I have done from a different period, and has given us about 50% positive and 50% bad and negative, and that's what it moves us to somewhere different. This somewhere different is here, and I take up the mantle to refocus and redirect. Thank Aleister Crowley for his contribution to the world, both negative and positive, and urge proponents of these systems to hone their awarenesses, to redevelop their techniques that fit with the appropriate modern environment that we find ourselves in, and to never lose track of I would say, a conversation with God to give you the best chance of being a positive influence on the world. And I relieve Aleister Crowley of his duties to make amends for his mistakes. I'm going to now let him speak. I'm going to pick 5 words and tell the story, and then I will close the book on his chapter and open the new book on the new chapter. Once I finish this video obviously being a new paradigm of literary record keeping and such. Okay. Clear. Free from darkness, obscurity, or cloudiness, light, bright, shining, transparent, of a pure, even colour, distinctly perceptible to the eye, ear, or mind, easily seen, heard, or understood, distinct, evident, plain, free from confusion, uncertainty, or doubt. Well, thank you. And that's on page 222. And at the top of the page it says clean cut. So these are just additional because I'm getting a lot. So it's clean cut and cleave. So it means that to cleave is to part, whereas by a cutting blow, especially along the grain or any other natural line of division, to split, rend apart, rive, to penetrate or pass through. So we're splitting, there's a clear path ahead of us, and we're splitting away from Crowley's teachings into a more positive and balanced future. Time off. Time out to time off. That I take as a personal message that foresees some time off for me, because I've not had any time off in a very long time. I've been solely concerned with this, with every aspect of my body and mind, and I'm exhausted and I'm sick of it and I'm pissed off and I'm and confused and seeking to rejoin the world away from this task, although I appreciate the honor, and I am honored to have done this. Parody. Humorous or satirical imitation of a serious piece of literature or writing. Parody has been probably one of the largest tools that I've used. These things are serious, but seriousness is a pathway to obstruction of the necessary reflection. So I think parody counterintuitively is quite a noble and powerful art form, and I think it's respected even by powerful individuals in the afterlife, because it's gentle. You can be parodying and then still respectful. So it's an avenue for critique that is respected and will be reflected and listened to. Marginal. Pertaining to a margin situated on the border or edge. So on this second last word, we find ourselves on the margin of the new age, which I don't know what it will be called. It's not really my job. And with us, this is where I'll take a phrase from the Wiccan handbook: is in love and light I proceed into the new age, wholeheartedly and with confidence that God will steward us as always, through good times and bad. And if we remain patient, vigilant, and listen carefully and observe carefully his words and his actions, we will be guaranteed of brighter days ahead. And this is the last word to close the book on Aleister Crowley's influence on this earthly realm. As two birds fly out of a jacaranda tree, and I hear them, and they land in a native gum tree. The last word to close the book on Aleister Crowley is one that I don't know, so I'll have to spell it out for you. Patronymic. Patronymic. Patronymic of names derived from the name of a father or ancestor, especially by the addition of a suffix or prefix indicating descent. Indicating such descent. A patronymic name such as Williamson, son of William, or MacDonald, son of Donald. A family name, surname. And so I replace, and funnily underneath that is Patsy, scapegoat, a person who is easily deceived, swindled, or ridiculed. So that indicates to me that's a sneaky little Crowley-esque word on the end there to say that Crowley was scapegoated by, I'm guessing, the large religious institutions. And as I said, there's a positive and a negative. This doesn't mean I don't respect his work, doesn't mean I don't respect his influence. It means I'm closing the book because I believe his direct influence needs to come to a close so that we can establish his good work and also establish his negative work. And that last final little input there of the last name means that we now close the book on the Crowley era, and I guess we open the book on the Wise era, in the era of wisdom. And I pray to God that I have, or that he will grant me the wisdom to deal with the complicated negotiations between governments, states, religions, institutions, fraternities, in order to balance and restore a more harmonious integration in this earthly plane. So thank you to all who have listened, and Aleister, I will see you, and I look forward to meeting you in the unknown. Thank you.